Hello and good evening. And tonight on Live Long and Podcast, we're diving into the brand new Season 1 trailer and special 4-minute pilot scene for Star Trek Starfleet Academy. Whether you're joining us live on YouTube, Twitch, or Facebook, or catching the audio version wherever you get your podcasts, all welcome aboard. Now, here is the guy who still can't stand those 32nd century starships with no nacelles. I'm your host, Dave Mader. And I'm not alone. We've got two stellar cadets coming in here. We'll introduce Adam Woodward, a proud defender of Star Trek Discovery. He's ready to give Starfleet Academy a fair shot. And if it carries the same spirit of bold storytelling, he's on board. But if it leans too far into relationship soap opera territory, I think he'll be the first to call it out. Welcome, Adam.
Thank you. And I do like the nacelles in this era.
You do?
I do.
Why? Okay. Well, we'll get before I start grilling you on that. Stylish,
Black
yes,
alert.
Black alert, of course. Stylish and sharp, and here for the fun. She's watching the cadets not just for their Starfleet training, but also for the fashion, the design, and maybe even 90210 style drama that a series like this can deliver. It's Heather Narduzzi. Hello, Heather.
Hello. I loved 90210 back in the day, and so I could get on board with the 90210 style Star Trek. Now, let's check out the trailer and see how much we like or hate it.
Yes, we're gonna be doing two things here. We're gonna be watching the official trailer for the show. The show is going to debut just about a month from now on January 15th, 2026. And then we're gonna be watching this 4-minute clip from the very first episode. So, okay. But first, I wanted to say we have a poster here that we can react to. This is the official poster of the show. I don't know if you've both seen it yet or not.
I have seen it. This is wild. It's very, very 90210. What is this Klingon doing? Why is Ariana Grande in the middle? And it's like High School Musical 90210. It's wild. What do you think, Phil?
Well, I couldn't unsee it once Jody sent the 90210 image. That is very much. I'm sure it's deliberate on the parts of the creators. So whatever that means to you.
Giving 90s Friends promo shots of them all lying around and looking beautiful. And
is there a fountain, Heather?
Pardon?
Is there a fountain?
Like in the Friends intro?
There might be a fountain at Starfleet Academy. Boothby has to keep it clean.
Yeah, and back on this poster, I like that. I mostly like these new uniforms. I have some nitpicks and problems. It's interesting. All the women characters in the image are all wearing skirts now. So I don't know what that's signifying from the the costume design standpoint. I guess going maybe back more to those 1960s roots of Star Trek and stuff like that. But
I do really like that you see in the Klingon and the human man on the side there, that they've got the red stripe carried down the front and the blue stripe carried down the front of the pant. I think that looks really sharp. I like that.
Yes, I like that too.
Standing up.
What?
It would be better if they were standing up. Gotta say.
Yes.
Well, they're all lounging on the ground. So anyway.
Okay.
So you've reacted to that, Adam. But so if that's not exciting enough, we're going to watch the official trailer. The official trailer is just about 2 minutes and 23 seconds. So we're going to throw it on here, and we're going to pipe in. We'll have a look, and then we'll watch that clip. I don't know how much time in between, but let's throw it in here. So the first is this trailer. Is that going to work for us? Do you like that on the side?
I can see it. It's fine.
Okay, let's go with this because I kind of like it more when we are in the bottom part. So, starting the trailer up. If y'all are ready, I'll just turn up the volume, make sure we all hear it, and here we go.
Academy trailer starts now.
Starts now.
Caleb, what's that one? Right there. Right there. One day, when we have our own ship, we are going to go visit I heard. That's right.
Bye-bye, Mommy!
I love you! I'm so sorry.
You hold on to how much you hate me right now, kid. It'll keep you warm at night.
Find
Well,
him!
Giamatti.
Portal breach. Caleb, I've been looking for you every single day for the last 15 years. Come with me.
Dave, can you turn the volume
Starfleet
up?
Academy. The Federation will help you find your mother.
That
Maximum.
thing is taking us to the school?
That is the school.
Being a cadet in Starfleet Academy means being open to the people around you.
I'm Sam. Sometimes I feel invisible, but mostly awkward.
Let's go! Show me you're worthy of this uniform!
I want to be captain. I need to be captain.
My family, you're either the center of the universe or you're nothing.
A warrior does not let a friend face danger alone.
I've spent my whole life getting away from stuff, letting someone in. It's hard.
If I lose control, I can hurt people.
Doesn't scare me.
I'll owe you something. It is coming with a big red bow just for you.
Yeah.
Is anybody listening?
Man, why does everything have to be a full-on lesson in this place?
Because it's a school, Caleb. It's time for you to stop telling the story. Be a part of it.
I mean, I'll watch it.
Oh, for sure. I think we're all going to watch it. I don't know. Yeah, I think that part's safe. Like, was do you have a sort of a feeling, Adam, right after having watched that for the first time?
Okay, it looked good. Like it
Like
looked
visually, yeah. I can't. You can't complain with any of it.
Paul Giamatti, I love that man. So I don't think there's anything I've seen that I don't like him in.
I don't like him in Shoot 'Em Up with Clive Owen back in the early 2000s. Have you ever seen that film?
No,
He's
but
like the villain.
I most recently watched him in John Adams, and I thought he was fantastic in that movie. It was the miniseries on John Adams, but
Yeah, he's like I'm hit and miss with Giamatti. Like sometimes I really love his performances, and other times I find, especially when he's playing a villain, I find him a little tougher to enjoy. I think he's kind of he overacts a little bit sometimes in the villain role, and here he is playing a villain in Starfleet Academy. So I'm a bit hesitant on that, but that's my own personal like sort of bias partly because based on Shoot 'Em Up.
And then now it's coming back to me. Robert Ricardo was talking about this a lot during the cruise.
Yes.
You know, so can we go back to the poster? Because
yeah, sure.
I absolutely hated that. I think that's really not Star Trek at all. This poster, if you can see from behind me, when they did Strange New Worlds, that's a poster.
That's a poster. So I think like maybe all like the we have like 6. Yeah, like if we look at going back to the poster, we have 6 cadets here on screen. I don't know, like young love, sort of like, you know, like idealistic, maybe looking up to the sky, looking up to the stars, all that kind of thing. You know, is maybe part of.
They don't look like cadets; they look like teenagers. And maybe
cadets start off at 18, right, and they graduate at 22 typically. So they are teenagers.
Yeah, this looks like the cast of Riverdale. Like there's nothing indicating it has anything to do with Star Trek other than the words Star Trek and Starfleet Academy on it.
And I think that's intentional.
I think I like the trailer a lot more than I thought I would based on this poster. I think sometimes with new Trek, they're trying so hard to reach a new audience that they maybe alienate the old audience.
This has been the problem for a while, I would say. Yeah, even going back to like the JJ movies and things, like there's been because I think after Enterprise in particular, because Enterprise was very much like, okay, we're doing another Star Trek show, and it was kind of keeping the same, like basically the next generation era, mostly millennials and like maybe some Gen X, who had really grown up, had gone through Next Generation, Deep Space Nine, Voyager, and then Enterprise, and then there was this feeling like, okay, there's a franchise fatigue here. We need to pull in a whole new generation. Star Wars was very successful with their prequel movies and then all their animated cartoons to like bring in a whole new generation of kids into Star Wars. And Star Trek keeps trying this. I think Discovery was like even another attempt to do it, although maybe not quite younger than maybe like the group I'm discussing, Gen Z, I guess Z. And now, this is. Go ahead.
I don't mind them trying to like listen. We have to get new viewers. You have in order for this franchise to continue in some way, you have to get new. I just hope they don't go too new with this. Like, we'll see what happens. Like, I'm not saying no yet. You listen. Like about a year from now or a year ago, we were all excited about Section 33, the movie and the trailer and all that. And well, the trailer wasn't so good, but the movie certainly sucked, and that was in January. We're given that, and I'm hoping this year we get something a little better because Section 33, and 31. Then we went into 31. Pardon me, and then we went into Strange New Worlds, which wasn't my favorite. So I'm really hoping.
For me, the Section 31 trailer, I was gagged. I was gooped. I could not wait to see it.
Yes.
And the movie was.
Yeah.
The movie.
Like, and I think like, okay, yeah, like this is part, I think, of the conflict Heather brought up of like how do you bridge like the old fans and then try to bring in new fans? And Adam said like bringing in new fans is kind of non-negotiable because we have to, we're going to die out, I think that's the idea. We want to see Star Trek keep going, I think on some level, but I want it to be good. And like, we're going to be reviewing this Next Generation episode in about, 45 minutes here. And like, I want it to be at that quality, like writing, acting, it can't just look pretty to me, and sometimes it doesn't. A lot like I think we're going to talk about this clip next where we're watching like the 4 minutes from the pilot episode. And it's when I watched it yesterday, I was like, it's all the space stuff I don't like. It's all the outside stuff, the ships, like in the CGI ships. I know you like these non-attached 32nd century nacelles, Adam. I hate them. I think that they look like a bunch of like floating goops in space. I'm like, it doesn't feel like a coherent, solidified ship. And Star Trek, always did a great job, especially in the original series and the Next Generation golden era, of making the ship a character, making the ship feel so more tangible. This new ship, as far as I understand, is called the USS Athena, which is going to be like the training ship of the Starfleet Academy. And I want to love that ship, but I have a feeling like I'm going to be feeling very indifferent, if not disliking it, like the USS Discovery became for me post refit. Even before the refit, like it's just, it's part of that's because they don't use models anymore. Part of that's because I love.
That's what I was just going to say. Do you think it's models versus CGI? Because even when it's CGI versus it's a model, the model does feel more real, more tangible.
Yeah, there's something about it, and how you balance that with sound effects. So I think that's a good segue. And this is just me, this is my reaction because that's what I care about. I get that for other people watching the show, they're not going to give a damn about how the ship looks on the outside. It's more about story. And I can't fault so far what I saw in terms of like the scene, but I'm curious for your reaction on this. Clip.
But like, what are the wigs like? That's what's important here.
That is. That's true.
So let's see the clip.
I got to say, for me, the storyline is important. The character development is important. I mean, they're kids, so we're going to deal with some of the emotions. Like even in the J.J. Abrams, when they were both when they were at Starfleet Academy, Kirk was in bed with two women, and like there was some of those shenanigans going on. Like, but I just hope it doesn't become the.
You don't want to be too horny.
No. I just don't want it to be the Riverdale of Star Trek.
I've never watched Riverdale, so I'm not sure. Is there another?
I would almost say like Degrassi.
Well, I like Degrassi, but I guess
I have never watched Riverdale either, but it's based on Archie comics, and that's what that ad is giving me, 90210, Archie Comics, love triangles, will they, won't they? Like, let's get into space.
Yeah, let's get to space and adventure and all those things too. So we'll see. Let's watch this clip and see if we get more of a vibe.
So one more thing. I mean, if they're going to make the story with the Athena and they're going to start into space and they run against like a con kind of thing, I'm in. Sign me up. Like, they get right into a battle with a bad guy, and
yeah. Well, that's the thing is, like, we have our whole roster of podcasters here at Live Long and Podcast, and we're all kind of looking for something different sometimes, or we have like our own particular favorites in Star Trek, and that's a beautiful thing. But sometimes I feel like we're all trying to like pull the franchise in different directions. We want more of this or more of that. Like for you, Adam, it's definitely like you want space adventures, you want epic galactic things, and you're very less interested in interpersonal relationships.
No, it's not true. Because it's not true. That's not true. There's some things. If we ever do a Battlestar Galactica, we watch. That's all the relationships. It's all about the relationships.
It's just them floating around space, for like 4 years, but mostly running away. But
And look, okay, let's just watch this next 4 minutes because then I'll say more.
Okay, and Heather, you good to start?
I'm ready.
All right, let's do it. All right. All right, let's hit the clip.
Is that Holly Hunter?
Yes. Holly Hunter.
Wow.
She is the captain of the USS Athena. She's like the headmaster of Starfleet Academy, and so this is presumably some kind of like training flight that they're taking the cadets on when they're going to run into Paul Giamatti here, basically.
Okay.
So here we go.
Talk to me, number one.
We're not far from the Badlands, Captain. Subspace instability may be creeping in, and we're the first to chart it.
She's wearing glasses.
This would make an excellent practical study module for the Spatial Harmonics Lab, Captain.
All right. Well, let's not turtle the ship on our first run.
Captain, I'm picking up sources of tachyon interference 100,000 kilometers to port. Contacts incoming.
We tricked our sensors. Red alert, raise shields, target those contacts and take them out. Get to the kids.
Boom.
Super cool.
All cadets, you must return to your quarters. This is not a drill.
Don't panic. Breathe. Breathing is your friend.
Breathing's your friend.
Go on. This is not a drill. Get your domes. Go. Move it. Why are you talking? Get up the stairs.
What is that?
Wow. Machines?
Grab what matters and go from this higher ship.
It's a variant we've never seen before.
Activate backup holocomms interface.
All right, Captain.
Helm, get us out of here.
We've lost Helm response. Manual override initiated.
Helm not responding?
It's draining our power, Captain.
That guy looks like a live action version of Ransom.
Captain, it's the Venari roll.
Fire full spread.
We can't.
What's that? It's somebody significant, right? That Key Lynch, whoever that is. A wrestler. It's a wrestler. Yeah.
Oh, Becky. Right. And
Yeah.
she got a severe bob. She looks great.
Emergency evasive.
Multiple systems overload, Captain. Primary power at 86%.
All remaining power to forward shields. Open a channel to Starfleet Command.
Shields
This is
at
Captain
11%
Otman of the
falling.
USS Athena. Calling Starfleet Command. Repeat.
10%.
USS Athena under attack by the Venari Ra.
9.
Damage to multiple
8%.
decks, Captain, including crew quarters.
Bridge to the doctor. Doctor,
6.
report.
A little busy here, Captain. The explosion damaged our emergency holo emitters. Medical staff is in short supply right now. From what I can see, there are multiple injuries, both cadet and officers, but no casualties.
Let me know if that changes.
If we could avoid another direct hit, that would be super helpful.
And he's like droid.
Is it Wally?
Yeah, they have a name. They were in Discovery.
Peanut hamper.
Power supply is fluctuating,
Not-
ship-wide.
Cadets and instructors in lockdown.
Starboard phaser strip
Incoming holo transmission.
Patch it through.
15 long years. But you look radiant as ever, Captain Ake.
New Spraka.
So many things I didn't get to say when last we met. For instance, time, with its infinite sense of humor, will always fold upon itself like an origami chicken. Yeah, and this moment, Captain Ake, this moment is that chicken. In other words, payback's a bitch.
Origami chicken. All right, let's bring that down and talk a bit more about it. So how'd you feel about that one, Heather?
How do we explain that the holographic doctor has aged considerably?
Well, I guess it would have to be by choice, but he's now like 900 years old, or like maybe something like that, right? Because he was first activated in the 2370s. This is now the late 3100s. So
is that when it's set, like Discovery time?
Yeah, it's like we're not exactly sure how many years after Discovery this is. It's at least a couple, because we're seeing some of the characters like Jet Reno in that trailer.
Yes, of course, and Tilly. We saw Tilly as well.
Tilly's supposed to show up in the show, and presumably some other Discovery characters. But
the clip that they chose to give us doesn't feature any of the cadets. It's Holly Hunter on the bridge of her ship and Paul Giamatti. So, I mean, that looked really cool. I did like the ship with the detached nacelles. I thought that looked great. The space battle looked good. Dave hates it.
I'm going to lose this detached nacelles thing. I feel like democracy is going to override me, but very well.
Listen, Dave, you're entitled to your opinion, however wrong it may be. The detached nacelles look good.
They look good. What looks good? Why? What? That's the part.
Why do they look bad? You think it's just not complete? The ship doesn't.
It doesn't feel like one thing. It would be like calling your house like, well, but I got a detached shed. That's also my house, and I've got like this other thing.
But, in the 1920s,
two outbuildings, Dave, and they're both part of my house.
Yeah, there's also like 1920s. There was a Model T car that didn't have like GPS and things that are better now.
I don't know. It just it feels like it's moving around by magic to me, like how these nacelles coordinate. Basically, you have a small little. It's like a bunch of little drones all kind of working in unison. It's not one ship. That's my complaint about it. But anyway,
I did like it. I feel like there's a sense of urgency. I love, you think that wig looks bad? I think that wig looks good. I don't know what she looks like regularly, though, but I think that severe bob looked really cute on her. And Holly Hunter's hair looks good. I think that I love the way the new tech looks in the new shows. I've always really liked that about Discovery and everything, too. So I find that really appealing. All the displays, and then like the holographic display that she pushed aside. I like that, too. I'll watch it. I'm into it.
Like, I guess from the set design, it's got that same like really dark bridge with bright lights like that we saw mostly in Discovery, but also I guess in Picard had sort of that aesthetic as well. Basically everything they filmed in Toronto over the last, 10 years or so has had sort of that build, like how even, it's a lot of the stuff they're picking up from Discovery. It's got a lot of the same aesthetics. So, it is what it is. The uniforms all looked fine, and like I don't know, like Holly Hunter, I like Holly Hunter, although she sounds like she's talking with like her mouth is full of marbles or something. Like
she's out of breath, always out of breath.
She does kind of like this thing here, like a Sean Connery kind of.
Yeah, a little bit, and like I don't know, an interesting touch to give her like wearing glasses, I guess, to make her like Kirk, who's like presumably. She's also allergic to like the Retinex, which is like the cure for eyesight issues in the future.
Or maybe it's a fashion choice.
Maybe. She comes over. We saw her calling. We also saw her first officer there of the ship, who's like this Jem'Hadar Klingon hybrid woman. And she's apparently also
like a Jamaican accent, maybe, or Barbadian, or.
Yeah, something like I'd say
Cool.
West Indies, perhaps. You know, and like in that region, she's supposed to be like the cadet master, like, so she's like the one whipping them into shape. And we saw in the trailer she was like blowing the whistle, like, show me why you're worthy of the uniform, and all that. So, like, I'm my main feeling on it is kind of mixed. Like, how did you feel about the Paul Giamatti, like him walking around the origami chicken, his, like, what we don't really know what he's after or what he's doing, although it's clear that Holly Hunter knows him and from the past, and he has like a beef to settle on some level.
So a couple of things for me. Number one, I don't like that she called them kids. It became very Harry Potter to me when those little robots are rushing them up the stairs. You know, it's like the head kids or something, the head boys are rushing them up the stairs to get to their dorm rooms. Like, that didn't rub me the right way. I did like the bridge. I do like Holly Hunter. I think she turned, that was a pretty good scene. I'm very wary of the school part. You know, let's see what happens with this. I'm just, you know, the last year has been a tough year for me in Star Trek anyway, and I feel like I'm hoping this is something to redeem a little bit here. But Discovery, man, mangled it. Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's, you know, I don't think I'm the only one who's not necessarily a fan of the aesthetics, but like the space aesthetics is more specifically, and how the special effects look. But whatever.
But I do like the whole idea of you know, the school or the what do they call the cadets out for the cruise, and they're attacked. I like that whole idea. I think this is very Wrath of Khan start to me.
Well, yeah, because like,
you know, Valiant, we've seen it on Deep Space Nine as well.
Yes, that's absolutely true. Yeah, that it's not uncommon for Starfleet Academy to let cadets go out on like the training missions, but they're usually old ships that are like sort of at the end of their career. The Valiant was like an exception because they said, what about, I can't remember the name of the ship that they referenced in that Deep Space Nine episode, but there was like this 50-year-old ship that they normally would let students out on. The Valiant was like this state-of-the-art Defiant class prototype with like the Red Squad kids, and they would go on these crazy missions. We know how that story ended. And then the Enterprise, the original Enterprise, the Kirk's Enterprise and Pike's Enterprise, like that was kind of retired into a training ship that then eventually gets attacked by Khan in that movie, and like eventually, you know, gets destroyed in Star Trek 3. But yeah,
but
like
if you go back to Star Trek Wrath of Khan, is like you had deaths, you had, you know, there was a lot of injuries in that first scene when Khan attacked them. That was great. You know, when Scotty's nephew died, you know,
but all the other cadets ran, he stayed at his post, you know,
Yes.
and all that, you know, and those kinds of things. Maybe we'll get something like that. What would sending them to the
exactly?
They're on a ship.
They have a job to do. Don't they have somewhere to do? Like go to their battle stations?
Yeah, right.
Battle stations are in their rooms.
They might be going for a similar Harry Potter dynamic in the sense that, like, when you watch those movies, like you got like the teachers, like professors, and then you got the students, and the professors are very like we have to kind of keep everything away from the students, all the information, all the knowledge, because they're like these innocent, you know, players that we can't corrupt or let.
Don't you think
scared.
by the time you're out on a cruise, like an educational cruise, you would have
a little bit of space training, maybe? Yeah, and presumably they do. Like maybe they've been through. I don't. Depends on. This is the first episode, so it depends. Like, okay, you're at the academy. Maybe they've had a couple classes and they're out for this mission, this cruise, this first voyage, and then they run into the bad guy unexpectedly, and then all hell breaks loose, right? So,
and I don't think it's unreasonable to think that they are, you know, they're on a new ship because, you know, in Discovery, aren't they all new ships? You know, as the
more or less, because after the burn, most of the fleet was decimated. So it's hard. It's, you know, and the Athena has detached nacelles, but when it was exactly built and whether it's an advanced ship or not an advanced ship, I guess we're going to find out. And in terms of what we didn't get a lot in terms of like the kids' characters in this scene, I think intentionally, you know, I think we're getting more of the Holly Hunter, we're getting Robert Picardo, and a couple of the other like adult characters more featured in this particular clip.
So maybe they are trying to get, you know, our age back into this right now because the poster sucked.
Well, maybe it's a counterbalance. Maybe the kids will come for the poster, but the older Star Trek fans are coming for this clip, which has Robert Picardo talking to Holly Hunter. You know, almost like it's Holly Hunter's not Janeway, but she's kind of maybe got some Janeway energy here, and maybe that's what they're going for with Robert Picardo. You know, if you could stop the ship from being shot, that would be awesome, or whatever he says to her. Mm-hmm. I don't know. Like,
and it'd be interesting to see what he does with that doctor too. Like, you know, now that, you know, this is a long time since he played a character.
Yeah, well, I guess he hasn't been in anything. Well, but he's done some of the animated stuff. Like he was on Prodigy,
sure,
and whatever. I guess you know, we consider that less of a lift than being on screen. There's just more involved there. You know, I think Robert Picardo is still pretty sharp. I'm not. If it's a good script, he'll deliver on it. But you know, this pilot's written by Alex Kurtzman too. So you know, I've definitely had my issues with Alex Kurtzman's writing over the years, and so I want to go in not being sour on it. You know, it's a Kurtzman. He's obviously gonna, you know, fly the ship into the ground. But you know, that does give me some pause. It's his show. It's his baby. This was all made. I think that like the other exterior elements of this is the fact that this was made before the Paramount was like bought up by Skydance and now controlled by the Ellison family, and whatever that's going to mean now that you know, current day events here on December 9th, 2025, like there's this whole bidding war now starting to break out where Netflix might be merging with Warner Brothers or maybe with Paramount / Skydance. And
I thought that was a done deal, Netflix and Warner Brothers.
It is, but apparently, the Ellisons, who now control Paramount, like they're tied in with Trump, and Trump is basically giving whatever, you know, whoever wants to give him the biggest bribe or whatever. So we'll get their way. So there's a good chance that that might change. And I don't know what that would look like, but it's just this like whole idea of a consolidated media, like what David Ellison, I think too, will do with this show now that he's running the studio is a big question mark for me. You know, they've already started filming season 2, apparently, you know, despite no one having seen season 1 yet. So
really?
they must apparently, yeah. So they must feel at least somewhat confident in it, right? That this is going to get picked up for another season. Since they're already in production.
Well, we shall see, and I mean, we're gonna watch it anyway. So I'm looking forward to it based on what we've seen in the trailer and the little clip this evening. But like, I'm not excited about it in the way that I was for Strange New Worlds or Picard or Discovery. Maybe just because of the Academy concept. I know it's definitely gonna have a lot of teen drama aspect, which I'm not.
Yeah, and I on my side of it, I'm excited for an Academy show. I think they've had this idea of an Academy show forever, like going back to even like the 80s, I think, when they were like, what if we did a prequel like with Kirk and Spock at the Academy when they were young? And that's kind of what eventually that idea eventually became like the 2009 Star Trek, the J.J. Abrams Star Trek that featured a lot of the Academy. And like of those movies, which Kurtzman was like a writer on as well, you know, along Roberto Orci and directed by J.J. Abrams. Like they created that first movie, which I think works and is a good movie. And some of those scenes set at the Academy. So like they did that well, so they could do this well.
Okay, I'm optimistic. I'm going with optimism here. I'm going to push the poster aside. I'm not going to see that again. It's not going on my wall. I can promise you that.
It's not going on the wall, everyone. Know that
Evil Adam is back in his optimistic viewpoint. Okay, this is going to be good.
What's Worldmind saying? He's saying all of these NCC 90210 students will be dark and brooding and sad about all the space murder they're going to experience in season 3.
I think that's probably an accurate prediction, Worldmind.
Yeah. Like they're going to become jaded and dark.
I hope there's lots of death and murder and everything in season 1. That's what I want to see.
Adam's like, yeah, give me the trauma up front, and then we'll unpack it all.
Like, let's have a quarter of the crew wiped out in that first attack. Like, let's do something here.
Let's really like shake them up, traumatize them. You know, get them this awkward stage that's mentioned here.
Trauma makes you I I want some hijinks. I want some capers. I want some who mourns for Morn style shenanigans.
Right.
Well, we have Tig Notaro too, and she's always fantastic.
Tig Notaro's great. I'm glad she's part of the show.
I hope she's in it, because in Discovery we'd only get treated to her for like a two lines every
couple
3
episodes. Yeah, they would.
And
they
she
would
stole every scene she was in.
absolutely. Like so often more than the main cast, in my opinion.
In fact, that would be a good just to rewatch that one episode where she was introduced, because I still like that one a lot. But
that's like early in season. The first episode of season 2, I think, is when they introduced her. Because that's when it
was season 3. But okay,
because they find her kind of after the Klingon War and all that.
Yeah.
Like my understanding is like Tig Notaro is going to be basically like a teacher at the academy, so she'll be there in some scenes, but she's not like maybe like the main like teachers that we're going to see. Like I think Holly Hunter, that Jemadar lady, and a couple.
But I hope they give her like the same kind of attitude and freedom to do what she was doing on Discovery.
I hope they turned the Klingon cadet into Screech, says Trek reviewer.
Oh my god.
Well, one can hope.
No, one cannot hope. Please.
Norman's asking, are you referring to Paramount trying to do a last-minute hostile bid? Yes, I am referring to that. It is odd because this last weekend it seemed like Netflix would be the new parent company. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not saying I know how it's going to shake out. I'm just saying that this is not a done deal with this Netflix Warner Brothers thing. And I think a lot of this media consolidation is anti-competitive and ultimately going to be bad either way. Regardless of who Netflix potentially merges with. But I'm just letting you know that could affect the future of this show, depending on what happens. If other factors are going to come up anyway. Norman saying,
well, no matter what happens, we here at Live Long and Podcast will always be online to love and or hate all new Star Trek
in all forms. And speaking of which, we're going to have to run off to our Star Trek Next Generation podcast shortly.
I don't mind the mustache twirly villains. Like that's okay.
You're okay with that?
I am okay with that.
It wasn't like Giamatti was not winning me over with that with his dialogue, his performance, his hamminess.
I don't think it was a good choice for an opening for him. I guess.
No, I agree, because there's no context for what he's talking about. Origami chicken, this and that. It's just he comes onto the bridge and he's talking nonsense. Like,
but he's awesome. Like, I can't believe he won't deliver.
Well, so I'm trying to be optimistic. I'm trying to.
If he doesn't deliver, it's going to be because of the script and the writing.
Yeah, I think for me, it's also like, is the 32nd. I guess there's things about this 32nd century era mostly aesthetically, that I'm just like, like I don't know. I like my old school Star Trek. I like my Next Generation. This isn't my Star Trek, but I know I'm being a baby about it. So it's just like,
especially when you do it in that voice.
Yeah, especially if I say it in that form. So
well, I mean, look, we have yet to have our whole Kelvin universe debate too. We never had that. So
I don't think Paramount is looking to merge with Warner Brothers, but yes, if that happens, we could get a Star Trek Babylon 5 crossover.
Nobody wants to see anything related to Babylon 5, everybody.
I do, but
except Dave and the Trek reviewer, apparently.
Has the villain dated Osira? Who's Osira?
Osira was wasn't she the Orion?
The first Orion we meet?
Maybe.
In Discovery.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, anyway, so we're gonna be back. We'll be reviewing the very first episode of Starfleet Academy coming up on January 15th. I'm excited to break it down. Hopefully, Heather and Adam will be joining me for that, and others on the Live Long and Podcast Network. Also, if you didn't know, we're always reviewing other shows here on Live Long and Podcast. Like Star Trek The Next Generation. We're starting that in 8 minutes. We're going to be doing our weekly tour, and tonight we're talking about the episode Deja Q from Star Trek The Next Generation's 3rd season, where Q becomes mortal, and all the hilarity that breaks out. That
great episode. Adam, are you joining us for that too?
Well, I wasn't invited, but Dave, if you're okay, I'm coming.
Okay. Well, yes, I guess, but not. We also have Marcel and Jody on the panel tonight, so let's all try to get the words in. If you didn't know, we also talk about For All Mankind, an Apple a TV show that comes out. We talk about that every Monday night. We are almost done the 4th season, and we'll be on next Monday to talk about For All Mankind season 4, episode 6. It's titled Leningrad. And over on the Super Mario Brothers podcast, we are still wrapping up our coverage of Survivor season 49. We'll be on tomorrow night for that. It's called episode 12, The Die is Cast, if you're a Survivor person. So I am sorry that you will be reviewing that. Survivor? Is that what you mean? Or is it this show, Starfleet Academy? Let us know. Make sure to like, subscribe, and share the channel all around. And thanks for being with us. Until next time, live long and podcast. Thanks to Heather. Thanks to Adam and everyone in the live comments. And we'll see you again soon. Bye.
Beam up some Star Trek content with Live Long and Podcast. A roundtable movie discussion with Hey, did you see this one? And take a peek into the darkness with Heard Noise, Must Investigate with Michael Chan. Watch us duke it out on trivial debates. And let's chat about TV with the Super Mario Brothers. It's all here on the United Federation of Podcasts.